Here is a clear, detailed, and easy-to-understand summary of Talking to Psychopaths, Chapter 4, within 4,000 words. Blue Book Talking to Psychopaths, Chapter 4 Summary. Introduction. In Chapter 4, Christopher Barrady takes the reader even deeper into real-life interactions with violent psychopaths. While earlier chapters focused on understanding what psychopathy is and how psychopaths think, this chapter highlights the emotional atmosphere inside prison interviews, the psychological tension between interviewer and killer, how psychopaths try to dominate conversations, the disturbing calmness behind horrific crimes. This chapter feels more intense and personal because it focuses on real encounters and psychological battles. Office building the prison environment. Barrady describes the setting of high-security prisons. Before meeting a violent offender, there are security checks, locked doors, guards watching, controlled interview rooms. Even though the prisoner is physically contained, the psychological tension is very real. The author explains that once you sit across from a psychopath, the physical bars don't remove the mental pressure. The danger is not physical in that moment, it is psychological. Brain the power dynamic. Chapter 4 emphasizes the power struggle during interviews. Psychopaths often try to control the pace of conversation, avoid direct answers, change topics suddenly, test the interviewer's reactions, create discomfort. They enjoy feeling dominant, even while imprisoned. Barrady explains that some psychopaths treat interviews like a performance. They know they are being studied, and they use that attention to feel important. Neutral face emotional coldness in det. One of the strongest themes in this chapter is emotional coldness. The author notes that many psychopaths describe violence without emotion, do not show facial expressions when discussing victims, speak logically rather than emotionally, seem more concerned about themselves than their crimes. For example, instead of expressing sadness about a victim, they might complain about how prison food tastes. This emotional imbalance is shocking and disturbing. Performing arts lies and distortion of truth. Chapter 4 explains that psychopaths rarely tell the full truth. They may minimize their crimes, change details, blame others, claim memory loss, present themselves as victims. Even when facts are proven, they may confidently deny obvious evidence. Barrady highlights that psychopaths lie effortlessly, and they often believe their own lies. This makes interviewing them extremely difficult. Jigsaw intelligence and calculation. The chapter also discusses how some psychopaths are highly intelligent. They may study psychology, learn legal language, observe interviewer behavior, use charm strategically. Some offenders understand how society views them and use that knowledge to manipulate perception. They know when to appear calm, show fake regret, act cooperative. But beneath this mask, their emotional emptiness remains. Magnifying glass tilted left the interviewer's strategy. Barrady explains his own strategy when talking to psychopaths. Stay calm and neutral. Avoid emotional reactions. Ask precise questions. Maintain psychological distance. Avoid showing sympathy. If the interviewer becomes emotional, the psychopath gains control. So the key is mental discipline. Interviewing psychopaths becomes like a mental chess match. Warning: lack of remorse. A very important point in Chapter 4 is the absence of remorse. Many offenders do not apologize, do not ask about victims, do not express guilt, show irritation instead of regret. Some even appear proud of their crimes. This is what separates psychopathy from ordinary criminal behavior. Most criminals feel fear, guilt, or shame. Psychopaths often feel none of these. Direct hit motivation behind violence. Barrady suggests that violence for psychopaths is often connected to power, control, dominance, thrill, curiosity. Some offenders describe crimes almost as experiments, as if testing boundaries. This emotional detachment makes their actions even more chilling. Brain the psychological impact on the interviewer. Chapter 4 also touches on something important. Talking to psychopaths affects the interviewer. Listening to detailed accounts of violence can be mentally exhausting. Emotionally disturbing. Difficult to process. Barry explains that maintaining mental strength is necessary. Without it, the interviewer could become overwhelmed. This chapter shows that studying evil is not just academic, it has emotional consequences. The illusion of normalcy. Another important idea is how normal many psychopaths appear. They may speak politely, smile, show good manners, use humor. If you did not know their background, you might think they are ordinary people. This contrast between appearance and reality is deeply unsettling. The chapter reinforces a key message. Evil does not always look frightening. Sometimes it looks calm and charming. Key lessons from Chapter 4. Prison interviews are psychological battles. Psychopaths try to control conversations. They lie easily and confidently. They lack genuine remorse. Many are intelligent and calculating. Interviewing them requires emotional discipline. Their calmness is often more disturbing than anger. Brain simple conclusion. Chapter 4 highlights the chilling reality of sitting face to face with psychopathy. The most frightening aspect is not violence itself. It is the emotional emptiness behind it. Christopher Barry shows that psychopaths understand emotions but do not feel them deeply. See people as tools rather than human beings. Enjoy psychological control even from prison. This chapter strengthens the central idea of the book. Psychopathy is not loud chaos. It is cold, calculated calmness.